Hi. This time I wanted to talk to you quickly about what banks do to people after they've completed a foreclosure. A lot of people have never gone through a full foreclosure and they don't know the entire process. And today I just wanted to touch bases on some of the tricks that banks are starting to do to save money after they complete a foreclosure. So what happens normally in a foreclosure is that you fall behind on your payments, the bank takes you to court and you go through a process. Once they complete that process, they ask the court if they are allowed to sell your home at an auction. At the auction, they are the first bidder and they usually bid how much they think they can get for the house, and then if anybody else is there to bid on your house, they can bid and drive the price up above and beyond that amount that the bank asked for. After the sale, if the house goes back to the bank, which in this market happens most of the time, then the bank now has conditional rights to ownership of the property. And what I mean by that is that before they have the full rights to go to own the property, they have to go to back to the judge and show proof that they conducted an auction. It was a fair and legal auction, and then the judge actually awards them ownership of the property once he verifies or once he says that that auction is legitimate. Then they have to go and actually prepare a deed transferring the property out of your name by a judge's order and then into their name. Now, what a lot of the banks have started doing, and I've seen this on several occasions, is that the bank will win the auction and go, have the deed and everything ready to record back from the judge. But instead of recording the deed, they'll actually just sit on it for a while. So legally, they do own the property, but they haven't officially transferred the ownership into their name yet. They've left it in your name. Now, a lot of people ask, why would the bank do that? Well, let's look at it really quickly. The reason the bank would do that is because they turn around and they don't take care of the house. It costs money to take care of a house, whether you're living in it or not. You have to cut the grass, you have to pay the utilities, you have to make sure the house is maintained. So what the bank will normally do is they'll leave the house in your name unofficially, so that if the city charges them a fee for the grass not being cut, or the city says that you're not maintaining the house and so we're charging you a fee of a $200 ticket or whatever they charge, those tickets go to the owner of the property. Since they don't fully have ownership of the property, those tickets go back to you. The same with any water bills or any utility bills or anything like that. All of that stuff goes back to you because they haven't officially taken ownership of the property. Once they are ready to take ownership, let's say, and that you could have already moved out the house. In most cases, you've already moved out of the house and gone and did something else and are living in an apartment, but you're still paying cost for this house that you no longer own. Once the bank is ready to actually take over the house and sell it, then they'll record the deed, and it saves them money because all those tickets and fees and fines that they had that were their fees that they didn't pay, or that they didn't take care of the house, all of those fall on you, not on them. If you go to your municipal and go to court over those fees, they're going to ask you who owns the house, and they're going to pull a title search to see who owns the house. And because the bank did not record that deed officially, you still own the house, so therefore you are responsible for those fees. So banks are getting much trickier with how they try to protect their money and how they try to protect themselves, even dealing with the foreclosure. So just because the foreclosure has been completed, you're not completely out of the woods yet. Now, as a final note, you might ask yourself, well, what can I do to get around this? How can I stop the bank from doing that? And there's really no solid answer. The bank doesn't have to record the deed. You can't force them to record their own deed. The only thing you can do is give notification to the city that you no longer own the house and show them the judicial papers that show that you no longer own the house. And the city, at their discretion, can decide if they want to go after the bank or go after you. More than likely, they're going to go after you because they can find you and you're not some big bank that they have to call around and search for 3 hours to find out who the real owner of the property is. They can just sue you and make you pay for it. So this is something that you very much need to be careful of, and something that is happening every day and more often now that banks are wising up to it and seeing that they can get away with it. Now, again, as our company, We Buy Houses Home Services, and our website sellonterms.com, We can avoid a lot of those things if you work with us when we buy a house. We can, we specialize in dealing with people that are selling properties and they're underwater, or it doesn't make sense for them to sell the property. So if you get a chance, check out our website, www.sellonterms.com. If you're considering walking away from a home or facing foreclosure, give us a call and let us take a look at it. Maybe we can help you and avoid that situation. Thanks, and until next time, see you later.